Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. There's 5 years in this one and this is episode 220. Beast man. Okay. So this, the first one, excuse me, frog in my throat. This first one here, was a lovely lady, hearing aid user, really blocked up here, particularly on this side here. But have a look what happened. I really hate it when this happens, but you'll see in a second. I just come away and think, why has it done that?
I hate it when it does
probably
that.
him in the background saying, I hate it when that happens. On the where is it? Yeah, on the endoscope here. So we use a phone. This is an iPod, this one, and you know when your phone battery's low. And you get the 20% warning, 10% warning that it's low. This one always seems to come on at the most inappropriate time, just as I'm about to grab something. And that's what it did then. It just flashed up. But that one came away beautifully, that one. Really nice. I wasn't expecting that to come all the way in one piece, but thankfully it did. And you can already see the aid in the distance, can't you? Instant relief and instantly restored a hearing in this lovely lady. So there's just a few little bits and bats hovering around the edge there, so I'll just tidy up that one there, give it a little peel, and that's more than enough from there. So there, that is beautiful looking eardrum, that one. This other one, she absolutely drowned this in oil. It doesn't look like there's much, does there, when you're going down for this, but have a watch what happens when I just grab the bottom of that, and you'll see all this skin again comes away really nice. This really satisfying, comes away really nicely, all in one go. Again, the textbook removal, I love it when it happens like this. I wish it happened more often. And I did remember to get a shot of this one as well on the ruler, on my lovely new ruler, my 30cm ruler. I did have a 15cm one, and I broke it. I didn't break it. There was an episode, I think it was 16cm of earwax, so it broke the ruler. So I figured, just on the off chance to get one that's more than that, I could do with a bigger ruler. So somebody very kindly sent me a new ruler. A bit blurry with that, so let's just go and wipe the lens and get a nice clear shot of the ear. The second one, well, it's the third day there are the plugs. Sunny day that. It's right on the. I put them on a tissue in the windowsill. Gets better light, so casting their own shadow. Those little 2 wax babies there. Now this one, I've not seen one like this before. To be honest, it really baffled me. Just looked like a Furball or a Hairball that like your cat would cough up. So I've tried to grab it with the forceps there. Can't quite get an hold of it, but you can see what I've done there. Even just by touching it, it's that loose in the ear canal. I've managed to push it down. so I'm going to need to. There is a bit of a surface of wax underneath that, so I'm just going to try with a suction tube. So I don't want to push that down any further and do what I've just done. Excuse me. So it might take a few wiggles to get this out, but it did come out. Now this lady, she'd never had her ears done at all. She was extremely nervous. Not as nervous as the last patient. Stay tuned for that. It was quite funny. This lady was extremely nervous. She'd never had anything done with her ears before, and she'd had problems when she was a child. She was a good age, and when I looked at them, I asked, have you been using any cotton wool in there, any cotton buds in there? She trimmed the outside of her ears, because it's just like a Furball. I mean, you'll see the next 2 pieces after this comes out in 3. Just how hairy these little wax babies are, and I don't quite know how she managed to get that much hair inside these balls. Now you see there are quite a few hairs on the outer portion of the ear there, but they've all ended up in there. Whether it's from years worth of haircuts, it's possible. I'm not entirely sure. But even when you go deep down, see, it gets even hairier, as you can see, lodged right deep down in the eardrum. Now she was delighted, this lady, to say the least. There was almost tears in the chair, which does happen every now and then. That's why we like doing this job. It, as I've said in other videos, very few quick wins in healthcare, where you can someone can walk into a medical professional with a problem and you can fix it there and then. But this is one of those procedures, and that's why we like it, because it's instantly rewarding and can be life-changing, as it was for this lady, because she said she'd struggled for 40 years, believe it or not. Just always presumed she was a bit hard of hearing, and she just had this accumulation of wax and skin, but it's been matted together by all these loose hairs. So it was never going to come out on its own. Dry as a bone as well it was. She was very reluctant to put anything in her ears. And out that one comes. I think you'll be able to hear a reaction. Just be quiet for a second.
Oh, lovely.
Very happy patient indeed. These last two. Oh my word, this fella was so jumpy. He absolutely terrified me. Bless him. And it wasn't particularly noisy. You'll see the first time I go in with this, really blocked up. This is the very narrow, very twisty ear canal, really blocked up. But have a watch what happens is the second that I touch this with the fine end tube, he absolutely jumped out of his skin. He jumped an absolute mile. Now obviously it's quite deep down as well, this. Understandably, that made me a little reluctant. And it again did it again. So that's probably why I'm not shaking, because I'm nervous like that. It's because I'm ready to instantly pull it away should I need to, you know, which is what I needed to do almost every single time. As soon as it touches it, just in case he jumps, I've got to be ready to snatch it away. So it's why it looks like it's wobbling a bit. I mean, it did make me a bit nervous, don't get me wrong, but it's why I'm constantly on edge, thinking I've got to pull out as soon as possible. This chap couldn't hear a thing. He's quite a young chap from what I remember. Couldn't hear a thing in this ear. He was really, really struggling. But as time went on and he realised it wasn't too bad, you know, there was nothing painful. It wasn't uncomfortably loud. It's just a tiny little slurp that he heard. And yeah, he just, even though you tell people to expect a few little funny noises, and you're never quite sure how someone's going to react until they hear those noises. So this last bit here, you can see it's really wedged in this. He's got one of them ear canals that kind of, it veers off quite violently. So there's probably why a lot of it's got trapped down here. He's got this nice little slimy wax baby there that we've just managed to pull up. You can see it's bigger than it looked, isn't it? Because it was tucked in around that bend. Hard to get a good image of the eardrum there because of how twisty it was. But yeah, instant relief and instantly restored his hearing in that one. So by the time it came to this one, it was a bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled, not quite as jumpy. And this wasn't fully blocking the ear canal, but certainly worth removing just to prevent that becoming a problem like the other one had. So again, fine end tube here in an attempt to minimise any slight noise, you know. And there's his eardrum in that one, again, beautifully clear. So I hope you enjoyed those. A few variations in there, something for everybody hopefully. But I hope you enjoyed them. But for now, take care of yourself and I'll see you later. Ta-da.